government IT workers by day, persuasion enthusiasts, and verbal cage fighters the rest of the time. If you'd like to level up your persuasion game to godlike levels, grab your favorite stimulant and prepare yourself for the persuasion hit of the day. It's the Persuasion Club podcast, and it starts now. Here we are.
Yo. Good evening.
Welcome, folks. Episode 6 is here. The best game in town. You thought it was the Superbowl? Well, no, it's not. It's the Persuasion Club podcast. You can only get it here
Forget
on
about that.
YouTube, all those other places. Anyway, good evening, Stephen. It's good to see you again.
Good evening, Kevin. Good to see you too.
The worst part, I always enjoy seeing you, but you know what it means is that even though I look forward to our show, we got to go back to work tomorrow.
Tomorrow is Monday. Yeah, they call it the Monday scaries. I've got the scaries.
Yeah. Well, I think that because of that, let's go ahead and get into the fun, and then we'll get a chance to talk and see what each other's been up to here in a bit. So we're going to jump right in.
Are you ready? I mean, really ready? Are you ready for a podcast? A Sunday night party. We got Steven and Kevin.
Nice.
Stuff they're gonna get it kick-started. Rumble is rolling. The crowd is psyched, 'cause all my podcast friends are back for Sunday night.
You can tell I had a little fun with that one.
Yeah, that was nice. Wow.
All right.
Good stuff.
Well, it's a time for celebration because we have our first guest tonight, and that's a big thing for us because we're just a humble little show with just a few viewers right now. But one day they're going to look back and they'll go, "Hey, the first guest on the show was a fellow named Calvin." Now, don't come into the room yet, Calvin. We'll get you going here, but we're going to throw your creds up here on the screen. So, that's up here. This is the guy we're having on the show tonight. And just having the Calvin and Hobbes background on his Twitter there is cool enough for me to say, hey, yeah, you come on the show. But not only that, he's actually got some pretty good creds. He seems to be pretty smart, or chops, I would say, with the persuasion. Watched a video of his and was impressed. And I'm also looking forward to talking to him later on about his views on AI and AI Scott Adams and such. Stephen, we're going to be talking about social proof tonight. Do you think at all that remember how we were talking about laugh tracks last week?
Yeah.
Remember how we were like, well, the laugh track kind of cues you and it tells you like how you're supposed to.
Something funny just happened. You should be laughing too.
Yeah. So what if we had some applause and some music for Calvin as he came on? What do you think that would do?
I mean, that would definitely trigger me to also start applauding. I know that.
All right, Calvin, come on. You're welcome on the show.
Woo! Welcome, Calvin.
Thank you. Far too kind.
Our first guest deserves some fanfare. Calvin, thanks for being here. It's cool hanging out with Steven, but I think it's way cooler when we even bring somebody else into the mix. So,
yeah, super excited to be here. Long-time listener, first-time caller. So very happy to be on the show.
Thank you. We didn't do any kind of a sip per se, but if you have a beverage, do you have one by chance?
Got one right here.
Scott, real quick. And
cheers.
Because I know you're a Scott Adams fan, so that's cool.
Absolutely.
Tell us about yourself. What brings you and what made you interested in being on the show?
Yeah, so I've been listening to you guys pretty much since Scott's passing. Definitely looking to fill the void of that persuasion based content. I was hooked immediately. I love the format of the show. Cialdini's book Influence is also a major influence of mine. I'm in advertising. I work in strategy and partnerships, and negotiation is a part of my job. When I first started, I was like, I don't know what to do here. So Scott, Cialdini were great helps for getting me off the ground. And then, all that years later has led to me being a fan of your show. So happy to be here.
Cool.
We have a fan, Stephen.
That's really cool. No, that's good stuff. Thanks for
you
sharing.
You have a fan and you made him a guest already. So it's a good pipeline there.
Yeah, that's cool. We've been talking a little bit about this, and we our first show, as we kind of mentioned in the green room or whatever you call it before the show, we had mentioned that it was an audio only podcast, and then like the very next one we went to this format, and it's been really helpful because we have like a big distance between us. And we also know that in the future that one of us might not be able to make the show, and we would like to be able to have future people that might even want to guest host. So keep that in mind. We'll see how you do tonight, but we're just basic guys ourselves. So I think that you could probably be a host on the show without any problem. So.
Yeah, that'd be an absolute honor, and let's see how I perform first before we make any commitments.
Yeah, right. Yeah, maybe I should be careful about that. But I'm already what is it? Thinking beyond the sale, as Scott might say. So,
yeah.
I would say that we could get into then the topic of social proof. First of all, we've been talking a little bit about the great Robert Cialdini, and I have been struggling with the idea of whether we've been pronouncing that correctly, because I've heard others say Cialdini. Have you ever heard it said that way?
I used to say Cialdini. I know that one's wrong, but I think Cialdini is correct.
I think so too. Well, so for the heck of it, I was like, well, we have that audio book version of his Influence. So in there, he actually did say it. So I would have made a soundbite of it, so everybody will know with finality what it is. Here we go. Cialdini.
Cialdini. It's super chill.
Yeah, Cialdini. I like that.
Cialdini. Yeah.
Cialdini, man.
Cialdini.
Chill. Okay. The social proof is the topic. How do we want to dig into this one? I've got my book here, but I think that that would be a little hard to just start reading it. Do you or anybody have an idea of how you would like to jump into what the meaning of social proof is?
Yeah, I mean, you want me to dive into the actual from what I gleaned from reading the book is that we find what's correct by finding out what others think is correct, and maybe not all the time, but that's the general gist behind social proof, is that using your social surroundings to figure out kind of how the behavior you should behave or what's acceptable, something to that effect. And I feel like there's a lot of times where we probably all fall into that, where we all like look around and are like, what is everyone else doing? And maybe I should just do that, fall in line and kind of just stay with the crowd. I'm sure there's a few examples.
It's interesting that falls pretty much exactly in line with the what Cialdini said himself. And I have a video here that we could watch where he actually backs up what you're saying, Stephen. Why don't we go ahead and watch that? I'll put us into presentation mode here. And
Always love to be backed up.
yeah, right. Here we go.
The other two would be what we call social proof. People want to follow what those around them who are similar to them are already doing. So if we see that something is the most popular choice among all of our friends, well, we can choose that option and usually be right. It can be the newest restaurant, it can be the newest movie, it can be a piece of software. If we see that a lot of people like us are choosing something, we want to do so as well. So a communicator can increase the chance that someone will say yes by simply pointing to the fact that this thing is very popular or that it is increasing in its popularity.
The idea that when people are uncertain, they don't look inside themselves for answers. They look outside. And one place they look is to their peers, people like them. So there was a study done in Beijing, China, shows you the cross-cultural reach of the idea of what are the other people like me doing in this situation. Restaurant managers in Beijing put a little asterisk next to certain items on their menu. Now, what did the asterisk stand for? It didn't say what you normally see. This is one of the specialties of the house, or this is our chef's selection for this evening. It didn't say either of those. It said, this is one of our most popular items. And each one became 13 to 20% more popular for its popularity, right? So the implication for us, we all have most popular models or features or payment plans or ideas. We just need to let people know about that, and that gets them off the fence. It reduces their uncertainty and they move toward us.
Some social proof from the man himself that Stephen is right.
It was. Go ahead.
It was echoing a little bit. I think we both muted. Wasn't sure where that was coming from, but you might have heard an echo.
It's not on the thing, but there is some kind of a weird echo thing that seems to happen sometimes, but I'm not sure what it is. Are we okay right now?
That was a good clip. Yeah, we're okay right now, I think.
Okay, cool. Right on. Yeah. One of the things that I thought about was, like, you go to any restaurant with fine cuisine, not this place, Taco Bell. And right up there in the very upper left, you see it? It's the favorites. It's what everybody gets. Everybody gets the tacos and the burrito, But it's so... I think that's probably what they do. They go, well, hey, put those things right up there, and then people go, oh, I don't know what I want. I'll just go for that,
What's the favorite? Yeah.
Yeah. Food delivery apps use this more than anybody nowadays. I think Uber Eats or DoorDash will often have the most popular option right up at the front. I'm a heavy user myself, so I tend to see it.
Nice.
Yeah.
I thought of another example, Amazon. So here's, looking up, I was looking for widgets, but it gave me razor blades here. And overall pick, this is what everybody's going for. It's, the overall pick. And I can't tell you how many times I've used that, or that I've used the one that had the highest star rating or something to that effect. Because to me, somehow that's going to be better than anything else.
Yeah, and when you think of all the options you would get on Amazon or when ordering food, I think Cialdini says that uncertainty is one of the triggers that makes people follow social proof. So overwhelmed by options, I do the same thing, Kevin. I just go right towards the overall pick or the most popular.
It seems like that's been. Oh, did you have something to add on, Stephen? Because it looked like you did.
I was just gonna say, nice reference there. That was good.
Which reference?
And just to what Cialdini said,
Yeah.
about when you're lacking a little confidence, or you have low confidence, or overwhelmed by the amount of options available, you tend to just go with the flow. And we have someone in the chat, Ion, said that's how you pick restaurants on Yelp. But
Yeah, absolutely.
like,
What are the popular restaurants? What is everybody going to? I don't know. And the scary thing about that is that I worry that, and it's probably true more often than not, that those are all stacked. Like they've got people making all the positive reviews and stuff, so that they come out ahead in the game.
yeah,
that's interesting.
I
if there's a pay to play element there.
Yeah,
but it feels like that should be illegal if it's not.
Yeah, sure. I would agree with that.
Are you talking about the what do they call it? Clacking in the book. They have a thing where they're talking about, and I'm jumping ahead, so I don't want to ruin anything that's coming up in the future. But basically, planting people in your audience to help kind of emotionally or audibly sway what people are thinking, like, and having people that are either paid or whatever, just big supporters, be in your crowd to make it sound one way or the other. So it's interesting.
Yeah, that reminds me. I know what I think the section of the book is that in chapter 4, because it seems to me like I remember that, but somehow when we were reading about it, the thing that came to mind, they were talking about faith healers using that as a way to get people, by, like you were saying, planting people in the audience. And it reminded me of a really good Steve Martin movie, Leap of Faith, where that was their gig, and what they were doing is going around and goosing people for money, by basically performing these fake miracles and stuff like that. So, but
Nice.
that would be a digression for me today, so I won't go too far down that road. But go see that movie, or get it. It's I think it's a 90s movie, Leap of Faith. But I actually thought that maybe for fun tonight that we would, since the Super Bowl is happening, but yet the best show in town is right here, is that we went look at a couple of examples of this kind of persuasion that we're talking about, social proof. When I do this, though, we were talking a little bit last week about earworms. So here's going to be an earworm, and you're never going to forgive me. You guys ready for this?
Yeah.
Let's go.
And
All right,
try muting yourself, Kevin. Try muting your mic when you do this.
Oh, I can't do that because, well, pretty sure get everything running through my podcast unit. Well, but maybe I can turn myself down. I might try that. Okay, here we go. There's your earworm.
Pick up good yardage on the play. The best part of this defense is their defensive line and their interior
Hello?
linebackers.
Hey, who? What's up? Nothing, B. Just watching the game, having a bud. What's up with you? Nothing. Watching the game, having a bud. True. True. What's up? What's up? Yo, who's that? Yo, pick up the phone. Hello? What's that? What's up?
Yo, where's Dookie?
Yo, Duke. Yo. What's that? What's that?
Hold on. Hello?
So what's up, B? Watching the game, having a bud. True.
Did it help when I muted it all?
That sounded good.
It sounded clear. Yeah.
Sounded all right? Okay, well, I'll
My
just
brother and I
That was
still
classic.
answer the phone like that. We
Right?
still do the what's up. We still absolutely do it.
Nice.
Yeah.
I do that with Steven
Nice.
sometimes when I go in, "Hey, what's up?" You know? That
What's
commercial
up?
aired in 1995.
Wow.
So
Whoa.
during the Super Bowl, and it's lasted, forever, essentially. Yeah. But let's dissect it a little bit. What do you see the social proof elements inside that one? If you want to, either one of you could take a stab at that.
Yeah, well, the entire friend group is on the call, right? Every single person is using the what's up and drinking a Budweiser. So it's just giving that communal vibe that Cialdini talks about, that this is where the group is going. This is how they're acting. So you should drink a Budweiser too.
Yeah. And what's actually kind of amazing is that they don't even hardly mention the beer in the commercial. They're like, what's up? A couple times drinking a Bud, but yeah.
Just subtly right at the end when you have you've laughed at the commercial, you've connected with it, you're like, I'm gonna do this with my friends, and then they're like just drinking, watching a game, drinking a Bud or whatever. It's like they linked it right at the end, right when you were like at the peak of like, yeah, this is good. So that's smart play, and unforgettable too. I mean, that the frogs, like they have, I feel like there were so many good like classic
The frogs.
commercial arcs that they did. Yeah, there was some good stuff.
Yeah, I haven't seen his commercials that good in a long time. It's kind of rare these days. All the good stuff, I swear, was the 80s and the 90s.
They don't make them like that anymore.
Yeah. Do we want to do
Too
one
bad.
more?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead and do one more here. Back to presentation mode, and here we go.
Mike, come on!
Mike, what is your deal, man?
Come on, man. You've been riding me all day.
Mike, you're playing like Betty White out there.
That's not what your girlfriend said.
Baby.
Whoa.
Use Snickers. Better?
I'm all bet!
That hurt. You're not you when you're hungry. Snickers satisfies.
Oh my gosh.
Another classic.
Oh man. Rest in peace, Betty. She was
Yeah,
great.
Penny was awesome. She almost made 100. She almost did, but anyway, let's dissect that one a little bit. Everybody likes Betty White, right? So if Betty White eats Snickers, then it must be cool. That's the message I take with that.
Yeah.
And that's a great point too, thinking of what Cialdini writes about how, celebrity endorsements are great, but if you can get regular people to do the endorsements, that can be even better for social proof. That commercial does a great job weeding in both of those elements, because Betty White eventually just becomes a normal person. So they hit it across the board on that one.
For sure.
That's a good one. They used Robin Williams for one of those sticker commercials, and I've had people refer to being like, "Oh, you're acting like Robin Williams. You need a Snickers," and it's like people do tend to connect things like that with like you said, like it was them, and then they turn into a normal person. It's like, oh yeah, like they are like me. It's like, I mean,
Yeah. That's the
commercial magic,
Yeah. That is exactly how that whole Betty White thing is supposed to, because it's almost like what you said, Stephen and Calvin, kind of woven together, is that you have the commercial starting off with Betty White, and then, there's some shit going on, and then, have the Snickers, and then, now it's back to the regular person, the regular, so it's like, but so now you're associating just the regular Joe with Betty White. Betty White has Snickers. He has Snickers. Everybody has Snickers. It's all good,
Yeah, you got that Betty in you, Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. So, well, we could, I wanted to make sure before we went away from this topic, if there was anything else that we wanted to add on to with regards to social proof. We didn't really get into it too deeply. We watched some videos, but I'm happy to take a few moments and explore it a little bit more.
The one thing I loved about what Steven said at the opening with social proof sort of leading to social truths that people follow is how Cialdini talks about in the absence of physical truth, social truth really fills the gap. And we're all on social media all the time. And as Scott Adams would have said, right, there's that two movies on one screen phenomenon where people are looking at the same thing but have different truths about it. And I think that's totally because there's a complete absence of physical truth on social media, that we have to choose these social truths. And they sort of tend to wind up in one of two buckets, depending on what side you might consider yourself on an issue. So to me, it looks like physical truth is always the best, but often lacking. And then social truth is just right behind and taking over the world, really.
Yeah, really. Because what else do you have left to trust? It feels like trust is at a premium right now. Very hard to find, very subjective. And so when you kind of wind up having to follow the masses, but then that's dangerous too. So, and then even those alternative choices might even not be the best, so it's always better to think with your own head first. Yeah. But yeah. Any other thoughts?
Yeah, I feel like the thing I usually end up going with is like on Amazon with like the reviews, like customer reviews, and looking at like what's the highest number, trying to find what are people saying about the quality of this thing, and taking in like basically just a huge social experiment of product reviews and trying to make sure I buy the right thing without being able to touch it first. So I feel like the convenience factor has definitely led to like social media and convenience combination has led to, basically relying a lot on like the social, I guess, kind of perspectives and seeing like, what does everyone else think? It's a 5-star, like that. I'll get that one. Like you pulled up earlier, Kevin. So the Amazon reviews usually get me every time. So.
Yeah.
And usually they're pretty good. They're not too far off, but
it seems like you feel like you can't go wrong if you're going along with what everybody else is doing. We talked a little bit last week about how that didn't work out in Jonestown. So certain cases where following social norms can be harmful.
Yeah. It's a good example.
Yeah, right. That might be the extreme. Well, we'll have a chance to talk a little bit more about social proof in our trivia upcoming. And one of the segments that we have started doing is logical argument fallacies. And so I was thinking to myself that maybe there's a potential fallacy that might tie in very well with social proof. And any guesses on what it might be? There is one.
I'm not so brushed up on my fallacies.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm not a fan of either, and that's why we're doing this, because I want to get better at them and stuff. So, of course, Grok is my friend, and so I asked Grok which argument fallacy would fit in, and as soon as I found out, I was like, "Oh, that makes sense. Bandwagon." So we'll go ahead and
that's
talk
a good one.
Because bandwagon is essentially everybody else is doing it, so should you. And the best. Are any fans of the show House when that was on by any chance? I'm a big House
fan. A few
fan.
episodes. Yeah.
You guys mind if I play you a little something from that episode that demonstrates the bandwagon effect?
Let's do it.
All right, here we go.
Hold this. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a passenger with a confirmed case of bacterial meningitis. If we land as soon as possible, the passenger will not survive. It's very likely that some of you have been infected as well. As soon as you start feeling symptoms, we need to isolate you in the first class cabin. Fever, rash, nausea, and in the late stages, tremor in the left hand.
I have that. Oh, God. What do we do?
Break out the bubbly.
Yo, listen up!
Bad news is, you have an illness. The good news is, it's not meningitis. It's not fatal, it's just embarrassing. It's conversion disorder, more commonly known as mass hysteria. It happens often in high anxiety situations, especially to women. I know it sounds sexist, but science says you're weak and soft. What can I do?
House, you're wrong. Look at my hand!
Yeah, look at her hand. Shaking left hand. What is that a symptom of? Not meningitis. It's basically a symptom of nothing. Just put the idea into their heads and watch it happen. Same thing that Peng cruelly did with the puking and the rash.
The rash is in my head?
Your mind controls your body. If it thinks you're sick, it makes you sick.
Wow.
Anybody, have you either of you seen that scene before?
Never.
No, I haven't. I only consume House through TikTok clips.
Oh,
So
okay.
I'm few and
I
far
thought
between
it
on what I've
was
seen.
illustration exactly of what bandwagon is, because everybody started to like freak out all at the same time, and it was just all at the power of suggestion. So
Yeah.
It reminds you during COVID, anytime you'd get a little cold, you'd feel like you had COVID just because it was the big worry. It was in the news all the time.
or cough, it's like you just
Yeah.
be afraid to go to anywhere and cough out loud because everybody look at you, you know. Well, I think that we'll go ahead and call that good for bandwagon as far as an illustration goes. I don't know to explain it any more than that. Bandwagon essentially is just something to watch out for when somebody is making an argument and then actually says that the argument is valid because of other people acceptance of that argument. So if everybody believes that argument, then that somehow validates it. Wrong.
And today is a sports day, and I feel like growing up, the big thing to make fun of someone who just happened to like the team that was the best at the moment would be called a bandwagoner. You would call them that negatively because it's like, well, you're just jumping onto the wagon with the Yankees or the Seahawks used to be really good and they're back in the Super Bowl again this year. So it's like, I tend to go for the Seahawks because, Pacific Northwest, Oregon doesn't really have an NFL team. So it's like, oh, sure, I'll root for the Seahawks, but that's just because of proximity. So you could call me a bandwagoner and I wouldn't correct you. But it was generally used negatively to be like, oh, you're just choosing the best team. So that's kind of how I grew up with that term.
I like that. I like how hearing how other people have grown up with, and just different nuances and things like that in the way you learn things. So that's a good explanation.
Thanks.
All right. Right now, we're going to go ahead and transition the show into another segment. This is what we call our Tech Talk.
Great music on this show.
Yeah, love it.
The talk and the subject has to be, Calvin, AI Scott Adams. And I didn't have a chance to watch your video about that, but I saw that you did one. So
Yep.
Would you like to introduce the topic and tell folks what's going on there?
Yeah, so there is a rogue creator out there. Nobody's too sure who is behind it, but they are essentially reproducing Scott Adams' show every day, trying to do the simultaneous sip, cover the different news topics. The reason that it's controversial is Scott Adams had essentially transferred the brand over to a group of small creators who had followed his show for a while and named it the Scott Adams School. Years ago, he had given permission for people to create an AI version of him when he passed before he knew he was sick or, had a chance of dying so soon. But post that, maybe even 1,000 episodes later, he had revoked that permission, being that it might be too creepy for his family. He didn't like where the technology was at. So this creator has continued to make the AI Coffee with Scott Adams episodes, despite Scott's family coming out and saying they did not want that, despite the people who are now stewards of the Scott Adams brand telling them to stop. They've been pulled off YouTube, but they're still able to make videos on X. In my video, I try to look at both sides of the issue, but I think the core of it is Scott Adams did not give his blessing to create that. I think there's an intellectual property argument to be made against, crafting a 30-minute show around his brand, potentially monetizing it, though nothing like that has happened yet. But at least they are using the authority of Scott Adams to bring it back to Cialdini to get across the different points they're trying to make. I think it's done in somewhat good faith by that creator, but the fact that they won't stop despite the owners of the estate and his family asking him to is unethical in my opinion. So there's two ways to look at it. There's some things that are really interesting about it, but ultimately the higher level view of it is the person should probably stop creating those.
Yeah, I have to admit, the first time that I saw it, I think that it was a repost from Jack Posobiec. And it was like, hey, yeah, this is really cool. And I looked at it and it's like, yeah, this is really cool. So to me, I was like, well, somebody out there is keeping something alive in some fashion or some form. And, you might even consider it a way of doing art or something like that. But then I saw that the estate family was not happy about it, and I got the flip side of that, like what you said. It is Scott himself, pretty much had said that he had first thought it was going to be cool, but then didn't realize the effect that it would have on others after he had passed. And I think that was the big one. And it's like, some people just aren't ready for that. Can you imagine if any one of our close relatives or whatever had passed away, and then within days, an AI version of them appears on the internet? It would just be creepy, So
yeah, absolutely. As a fan, it was definitely interesting at first. And I have to admit, I did get that little dopamine hit when I heard some new Scott Adams content, even though it was not really him. The part of me that loves experimentation and technology also thinks it's cool that, it started out as a 5-7 minute video. They're pulling up to about 30 minutes now. It's getting a bit more realistic. They're clearly iterating on it and trying to advance it to something that's more stable and more like Scott. But even if you do watch the content, a lot of it is what we could call AI slop. It is just written in that poor AI way that isn't reminiscent of Scott. Maybe 20% of what his output would feel more familiar. So they're getting better, but it's probably not worth the pain it's causing to Scott's family and his close friends.
I made a second comment. I'll show you the first one here in a minute. You might have seen it. But my second comment was a little bit more driven, trying to be a little bit more persuasive about, maybe trying to appeal to a sense of morality or something like that. And then I just realized that wasn't going to work. And so I wound up taking it down. But the first comment that I made was, I think I have it here. And then, yeah, so help us understand why you'd continue to make these, even when it's clear that the people that Scott entrusted with his estate have clearly asked that you stop. I'm waiting. And then the guy replies back with this: you mean people who have a financial incentive to be super controlling, when Scott explicitly stated he desired the opposite, and you're probably hoping they'll plug your persuasion podcast, so persuasive you have no reviews. So anybody sense or see what's wrong with that post right there? There's a logical argument fallacy looking you in the face with this reply. It's your classic straw man argument. So it says, instead of basically countering my claim, I think he did a little bit, but essentially this whole line right here, and you're probably hoping that you'll plug, the podcast and stuff, is a total straw man. Has nothing to do with the argument. So
absolutely. Yeah. And even the part about the financial incentive, well, it would make sense that Scott Adams' estate has a financial incentive on Scott Adams' work. So that's not really a powerful argument either.
Yeah, exactly. So what is this guy's name? Robert McLee, I think. Yeah, I don't know who this guy is, but we're going to give him this. As far as I'm concerned. So.
That's beautiful. That's a beautiful graphic there.
Thank you. Yeah, I made it myself. So we pulled that out for I was looking for a time to use it on the show. So
is that the first moron you know?
Yep, this is the first moron. So.
That is the first one.
It's a good thing it didn't collide with our first guest, right?
Usually when you're doing something, even if it's cool, as soon as people, especially the estate of the person that the thing is kind of geared towards making content about, or in the acting like that person still exists, and the estate's like not cool with it. It's like, no matter how cool your idea is, it kind of loses its value once the basically the people that hold the whole interest of that person or whatever you're doing, it's just like, yeah, as soon as they start saying we don't really like that, the first thing should be just to drop the whole thing and be like, well, maybe I can use what I've learned and like shift gears and put that towards something else that might be cooler and people might think is cooler. But trying to push through like the pushback of the family is, I think, a really, really poor decision.
Yeah.
But I don't have much stake in that game. So, but I'm just from my perspective.
Yeah, if it was didn't involve a celebrity like Scott Adams, I think the rules would still apply. So,
yeah. And
For
on
sure.
a persuasion level, the creator of AI Coffee with Scott Adams is able to leverage authority on two levels. One, that there's an old clip of Scott saying people can do this, and then secondly, they are controlling an AI Scott Adams who is talking poorly about the Scott Adams school content and then upping their own content. So we've never seen an AI use of authority persuasion for something like this. So it feels very meta.
Yeah, that might be the legal argument right there. If it's bringing or causing detriment to the school of Scott Adams, then that might, yeah. Fortunately, I think there is at least one good attorney on that team of Scott's inner circle, if I'm not mistaken. So hopefully she'll have some insight. So, all right. Well, we're going to jump into some trivia here. Are we ready?
All right, trivia.
Now, We have questions. I think I don't know if you had a chance, Calvin. I forgot to even mention, but you could take the ones that I sent your way. I did not look at them. I promise. Or I don't know. How do we want to do this tonight, guys?
I'm happy to ask those questions. And then, or do we do like a round table? Are there
Yeah,
questions?
we'll do a
coming
round
my way?
table kind of thing. Stephen, why don't you take the answer his questions, and then I will answer your questions, and then Calvin will answer mine. How's that work?
Perfect.
Okay, sounds good.
All right,
Who
go
goes
ahead.
first?
Calvin, you can go ahead and jump in if you want, and then ask Steve his questions.
All right, Stephen, get ready.
Okay.
Cialdini calls the automatic tendency to look to others for correct behavior, especially when uncertain, this.
I believe, is this social proof? The principle of social proof?
Interestingly enough, Kevin, I do not have the answers to this. I believe, so
No
I have
answers
to look
to do with that? Oh, we might have to.
deeper.
It might help if I answered. Hang on a second here. Grok has those answers for us right here. Give me the answers, Grok.
Grok's always slipping something in there to throw us off.
Man, I'm telling you, even not being part, like the voice part, not being part of the call,
Still messing things up, Grok.
messing things up. Yeah. Well, that's.
I think this is pluralistic ignorance. Is that potentially it?
Ooh,
Might
you're
be
going
the
to answer your own
technical
trivia
thing.
question?
Yeah.
No. Grok is still thinking. So set 3. You have set 3, right, Calvin?
Yes.
Stephen is correct. Social proof.
All right. There we go. Nice job, Stephen.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you. Thank you.
Great. All right. We'll do the second one.
Sure.
Great. Okay.
Let's go.
So, in the Kitty Genovese case, many witnesses failed to call the police because they saw that fill in the blank.
I feel like they saw that, like, not that it wasn't an emergency, but was it that there was some sort of relation, or like they were familiar with each other, so they figured they wouldn't get involved. That's what my answer.
Okay. And since I'm the keeper of the answers over on this side, I haven't looked yet, but I think if I remember, it was that, and I'm just going to see who was right, whether it was you, Stephen, or me, or maybe it was neither of us. But wasn't it that they saw that nobody was doing anything at all, so they just didn't offer to help? Let's see. Grok says no one else was helping, calling the police. So
Good. Oh, so I get the gong. Oh.
I get the bells. So how does that work?
Good one.
I'll shut up, man. I'll let you have your own
Stolen.
questions.
Points are stolen.
Points are stolen. Calvin, go ahead and answer or do his new third question, if you would.
Sure. The more blank other people are to us, the more powerful social proof becomes.
The more blank people are to us, I would say the more. I would say that maybe the more open, honest, the more honest. Oh.
The answer is similar. That was a good guess.
Oh, okay, nice.
That was a good guess.
All right.
Great
Question
questions.
4. When people privately think an emergency exists, but publicly do nothing because they see others doing nothing, this is called.
We just talked about this, and you may have said it, Calvin.
Go with it.
I want to say that It's like a pluralistic ignorance. Is that what it was? No.
Give him the bell.
Oh,
Got it. Yay.
Great. So I think that's
Awesome.
3. I think that's 3 out of 4 so far, right?
Yeah. We usually do 3. I
Nice.
actually had Grok create more for us. So I think, I don't know, Steven,
got
you
one
did
left.
pretty good at this round. What's
There
that?
is one other.
Thank you.
You want to do
Apologies.
the other one? It's up to you, Steven.
Sure, I'll try it. I'll try it out.
All right. One very effective way to trigger social proof is to use blank. For example, most people are already doing this.
Is to use like generalizations. No, I'll go with that, but I don't know if that's the correct because that'll take too long.
Yeah, it actually social proof is the answer on that question. It's but testimonials. Most people are doing it. Crowd type behavior, I think, is what they were going for on that one. So,
okay,
but no, you did pretty well, Stephen. I'm gonna say you did all right.
So 3.5. We'll call it 3.5.
Yeah,
that was circular reasoning in the last one.
Thanks.
Hey,
That's
there you go.
gracious. That's nice.
This is how we learn. So, Stephen, you are the next asker of questions. So I guess it's my turn.
Okay.
All
right, Kevin. First question. This is from the book. 98% of online shoppers say that what is the most important factor that influences their purchase decisions?
You can read the book.
Oh, sorry. Let's just do that.
Earlier, a hint. I'm susceptible to this.
I was too busy playing around with my little prop there. Could you ask the question again?
98% of online shoppers say that what is the most important factor that influences their purchasing decisions? What is that factor?
Ratings.
What was that?
Ratings?
Ratings. Authentic customer reviews. Ding, 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 ding. Good job.
Awesome.
Very nice.
All right, cool.
Okay, next question. People are more likely to be persuaded by information, including social proof information, when they think what?
When it comes from somebody of authority or like a celebrity.
I think that's a good answer. The answer that I had was that it is not intended to persuade them. That's what they need to think, that it's not intended to persuade them.
Okay, that's not good for me.
Okay, last question. Well, I have 2 more, but
I'll do them all.
third question. Okay. Say you're having a personal medical emergency. What is your best strategy when you need emergency help from someone around you that you may not know?
The best strategy, if it's somebody that you don't know, don't you just say?
How do you what's your best strategy when you're having a medical emergency and there's people around you? What's your best strategy? And this is from the book, so it's an opinion of the book.
I remember this. I'm probably going to gong out on this one too. I would probably just yell out, say call 911, but that's just me. But
I think you could give yourself the ding, ding, ding. I think that's pretty good.
Well, what's the answer?
The answer is reduce uncertainty concerning your condition and what are their responsibilities. So saying like, I'm having an emergency, call 911. Those are the things that you would do. So
I'll go with that. I
think you got it. Reduce uncertainty of those around you. So you got to say what's wrong. Tell them what help you need. Because if people don't realize that there's an emergency, they might just ignore you. So
interesting.
Okay. Last question. I brought this up earlier. So, I kind of gave away a little bit of my question, but what is it called when you pay or place specific people to join an audience that sways the audience perception by making noisy reactions, things like that.
Oh, I mean, I remember talking about it, but what the actual word for it was, I thought maybe it was seeding, but that's probably not it. Is it?
It's close.
Yeah. What is it?
It's clacking. Clacking is the right answer.
I think seeding works good.
I'll take a gong because it wasn't precise, so. But
Okay.
Yeah, that's the name of the game. This is how we learn. Clacking.
You did pretty good.
Clacking.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Clacking.
All right. So there we have Calvin's turn. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
So, yes, crack your knuckles. And we're going to do set 2. These are multiple guess questions. So at least you've got a 1 in 4 chance of getting these right.
I like those odds.
Yeah. All right. And we need like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire kind of music. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. Which real world case does Cialdini cite to show the danger of social proof leading to inaction? A. Milgram. What the hell? I can't read this without my glasses. Hang on. I'm going to have to start over on that because I tried to make it big on my screen and then it decided to go way big and now I can't read it at all. I'm sorry.
Go for it.
Yeah. It's one of the worst things about getting older is that you can't see with your glasses and you can't see without them. So, all right. And then by the time you get it bigger, it goes smaller again because it just, I don't know why it's doing this to me, but it's
trying to protect me.
Yeah, trying to save you from having to actually do anything. We could try to get Grok on the phone and pit you against Grok, but you won't like that. So,
Grok will just ask you about some random geographical thing.
Right. Always goes into international mode. Yeah.
I heard when he was saying click whir over and over again to you guys. I think it was like 2 episodes ago. Yeah.
What was that? I can't even remember what that was all about. So, all right.
That's crazy.
I'm getting close. It's just where in this list of stuff I put it is the question. Because I have this big list of things. And when I was trying to make things bigger so I could read it, it went off screen. This is where the people would start tuning out and going, well, we're not going to sit there and wait while this guy fools around. So,
you guys doing this, it makes me think it'd be interesting to try one day to like ask one of these questions to a different AI model and see which AI models are the best at persuasion.
Yeah. Okay, I've got it here. So I'll start over again. I will get it right. Which real-world case does Cialdini cite to show the danger of social proof leading to inaction? So there's A. Milgram obedience study, B. Kitty Genovese murder, C. Stanford prison experiment, and D. Ashline conformity test.
We got to go B. Kitty Genovese.
Kitty Genovese. Okay, so that's how you say that. I think. And let me go to set 2. And oh my goodness, you got it. Good job.
Dig me up.
Very well. Okay. So we know who's going to take this one away, Stephen. You know how this is going to go.
You know what? I was really afraid to get 5 gongs, so I'm happy I got that one at least.
All right. Question 2. What technique do TV producers use to make mediocre jokes seem much funnier? A. Authority figures. B. Canned laughter and laugh tracks. C. Scarcity messaging. Or D. Reciprocity gifts.
We got to go B. Canned laughter.
B. Canned laughter is right. Oh my goodness.
You guys, you give me the easy ones. I'm getting the guest treatment here.
No, this is Grok. Grok's giving you the good stuff here. So, question number 3 then. Social proof has the strongest influence when the people demonstrating the behavior are A, celebrities, B, experts, C, similar to us, or D, authority figures in uniform.
C, similar to us. But I think this question came up already, so I can't take credit for this one.
Well, C, similar to us. Let us see what C, similar to us. All right. Well, yeah, you're right. That's true. So we're going to make you answer one more. We'll do one more today.
Great.
Pluralistic ignorance occurs when A, everyone privately believes something is wrong but assumes no one else does. B, people only follow famous individuals. C, people obey authority figures blindly. Or D, scarcity makes items more desirable.
That is a tougher one, but I think it's A.
And the answer is you win.
Let's go.
4 for 4. No way.
Nice.
We're going to hand over to Calvin. Thank you. Good job, Calvin. So
Thank you.
Great job.
There's good stuff. Well, this ends the trivia section of the show, and I believe that we have just one more segment left. Are you guys ready?
Oh, yeah.
The first rule of Persuasion Club is you talk about Persuasion Club.
You guys have any thoughts about what the second rule might be?
I have some thoughts.
The second rule of Persuasion Club is you talk about Persuasion Club.
You got to talk about it, man.
Third rule, if someone stops, concedes, or goes silent, the duel is over.
So basically that means if you start going, yeah, then you would get the gong. But,
Fourth rule, one persuasion battle at a time.
we're going to pick one topic, 2 persuasion duelists, and they'll duel.
Fifth rule, no scripts, no notes, no teleprompters.
So if we catch you looking off camera or something for your notes, we'll get you.
Sixth rule, shirts are optional, but mandatory if your torso might distract the room or violate basic decency.
That's me.
Seventh
Mandatory
rule,
for me.
Me too.
duels will last as long as they have to.
All right, and everybody knows that if this is your first time at
And rule
Persuasion
number
Club,
8, if this is your first time at Persuasion Club, you have to persuade.
You have to persuade.
All right.
we will know. And if you don't persuade, we will come to your house and we will say bad things.
Whoa.
Wait, nobody said that.
Whoa, hey, who said that?
Calvin, are you up for some persuasion battling tonight?
I've been ready all my life for this.
You're
Let's
ready
do it.
for all your life. And Steven, would you mind being the persuasion challenger?
I would be honored. Yes.
Okay. I have volunteered you for this battle, and I'm going to ask Grok what the topic is. Pick a topic for a persuasion battle for tonight's show. I don't know if I really need to put that in there, but let's see what Grok says. Thinking about your request, it says 10 seconds, 12. Thinking.
On,
It's
Grok.
still thinking. Wow, this is
Seriously,
tough.
one job.
Tough. You think here you go. See some about cats versus dogs. All right. Oh, pineapple on pizza again. We got that like
Embrace debate.
Oh man.
That's an old one.
Yeah. All right. We already did that one, Grok. And you know actually where we got pineapple on pizza? From Grok. It's like must just be the go-to. It's like
The question is not settled for Grok yet.
Yeah. Still out for that one. Yeah.
Okay, thinking about your answer, still thinking, because pineapple on pizza was all I could think of. Come on. Grok is slow today. Must be the Super Bowl. That's all I could think of.
Yeah,
how's that doing? Somebody give me a game score while we're waiting.
Let's see here. We don't. Hopefully, if you're listening, if you're like recording the Super Bowl so that you don't see the scores, then you don't listen for like 10 seconds. Okay, let's see. Is someone looking it up? Oh, I do see.
What do we got?
I'm seeing. Okay, here's the spoilers.
Oh.
Now this is the time to mute. Okay, so the score right now is Seahawks. It's 29. The Patriots. It's 13. There's 2 minutes and 21 seconds left in the fourth quarter, so it's almost over.
Okay, well, I think that
looks like the Seahawks.
Yeah,
they may be winning.
Probably have it. So
it's a bad game. Should have watched Persuasion Club.
Yeah. Sounds boring. Yeah.
All right. This is the topic that Grok has chosen. A hot dog is a sandwich. You guys, you good with that one?
I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good. I could do that one.
Okay. Yep. Yeah.
Okay. Which side of it do you want, Calvin? As your as our guest, you can pick for or against.
I'll take against. I'll go against.
Ooh, okay.
And so then, Stephen, you will be arguing for, and I'm going to go ahead and pick pick a number between 1 and 10, Calvin.
7.
You win. You get to go first.
All right.
Oh.
Okay.
I get
Wait,
2 minutes.
win?
Is there like a time limit, or
There is no time limit.
I just
You
go off?
just wait until you're done, or if you start to go or whatever, then we'll gong you or whatever. But other than that, you get all the time you want.
Okay.
It can be like 10 seconds. It can be like 10 minutes, but we won't stop you until you stop or until you get gonged. Kevin has control of the gong. So.
Okay, great. All right, I'll kick it off. We've been talking today about social proof, how what people are doing can define our reality. The only thing better than social proof is to find some physical truth. So I ask you, is there any way to scientifically determine if a hot dog is a sandwich? No, there certainly is not. So we must rely on what the people see a hot dog as. Does anybody ever say to you, I want a sandwich, and then buy a hot dog? I've never seen it happen once. If you've seen it happen, Steven, I'd like to meet those people in that crowd you're hanging out with. They must be Patriots fans. The rule of social proof lets us know that hot dogs are not sandwiches, and there is no authority who can change my mind on that.
Wow. You do have your work cut out for you on this one, my friend. That was good.
I do have my work cut out because I'm struggling not to agree. Yeah,
I think it's a hard argument to go for, so I was lucky to get to pick that side.
Okay, so now I'm on the side of arguing that hot dogs are sandwiches. Is that correct?
Yes. Good delay tactic.
Okay. Oh, is it my turn? Oh, am I up?
Yeah,
okay.
Go for it.
Okay. All right. Okay. Sorry, got to get into the mode. So, something that's, I think, foundational to our lives is sandwiches. We all grew up making sandwiches. I think peanut butter and jelly is kind of the pinnacle of sandwichhood. Maybe the leftover sandwich from Thanksgiving or, whatever, the turkey leftover sandwich. I feel like the hot dog is kind of the leftover meat kind of meat. It's literally a sausage that gets packed, some sausage skin gets packed in there, and it slam it between two pieces of bread, just like you would peanut butter and jelly, just like you would turkey leftover after Thanksgiving. You slam that meat in between two things of bread, put on your favorite condiment, and you go to town. And you chow that thing down just between two pieces of bread, just like every other sandwich that you have. Some people might say, "Oh, well, the bread connects at the end on one end, so it kind of the bun opens from one end." But so do Subway sandwiches. I mean, Subway sells all of these sandwiches, and they cut the bread and they keep one side connected, and they still call those sandwiches, and they call themselves sandwich artists, people who have been trained by Subway, a very large corporation. So when I think of sandwiches and I think of the great American sandwiches that we have access to, I always go to hot dogs. Hot dogs are the greatest American sandwich that we have access to. And I think that everybody should hop on the hot dog sandwich train. That's it for me.
A consistency play. I like it. When you first said the meat part, I thought it was going to be like, well, it has the meat from all other types of sandwiches. I thought it was going to be like, a hot dog has all this stuff.
I don't know. I'm a vegetarian. Well, since Grok isn't here to judge tonight, let's go ahead and put it out to the viewers. If you are watching tonight's episode, then directly after this show, we'll post a link asking who had the better persuasion. You can come back here and check it out. We'll clip it here in the middle of the week and post it again so that we can get some people and some votes, and we'll announce the winner on next week's show. Sound like a plan, gentlemen?
I'll get my clackers on that poll.
You get the clackers on that?
Nice. Hey, good use of the term. Nice.
Well, this has been a great episode. I've had a lot of fun, and the fun continues even after we're done. We'll have our after party episode and get to know Calvin a little bit more and chat about anything and everything that might be on your mind. Did we miss anything in the show? I feel like we might have, but I don't know what that might have been.
I think we hit everything, and we even went a little. This is like a longer episode. I mean, it's good. We had extra questions.
Awesome. Yeah, it's great. I knew that was going to happen. Then we would get somebody else in and kind of mix things up a little bit. That gives us even a little bit more banter and stuff to talk about. So thank you again, Calvin, for being on the show.
And thanks for having me. It's been a super fun time.
Yeah. All right. Well, with that, I guess we'll go ahead and play off, and then don't go anywhere, anybody, because the after show party starts right after this.
Sweet.
Dude, that was yeah. This is the real rock.